No matter what you want to do in life, no matter what your ambition is, that your dreams can come true if you persevere, if you work hard, and if you realize that what you might think is impossible is possible in today's world.
Well, you have to keep yourself focused on whatever your ultimate goal is. There's stumbling blocks all the way. People get laid off, you have a bad game, you get traded from a team that you don't want to be with. But if your goal and your focus remains the same, that, hey, this is going to happen, and I know I have the skills and I have the knowledge and I have the instincts to dig myself out of this hole, you will dig yourself out of the hole. You have to control the situation. Don't let the situation control you.
Your life is what you think it should be. That's exactly what you are right now. You are what you thought you should be. And if you don't like who you are, you got to change what you think you should be. What you think is more important than what you do. And so if you want to change, you got to work on this attitude bit.
When you take on a massive change, whether it's trying to diet after a lifetime of being overweight, or maybe running your first race after a lifetime of never ever exercising, or maybe it's starting to date again after you lost your spouse to cancer, when you confront something that's going to require you to change your behavior, you basically come face to face with the gap between who you are right now and the future person you want to be.
So you need to foster the belief in what you are dreaming so that it becomes a reality, which is very different than saying, I don't expect anybody to believe it until I see it. You need people to believe it before they can see it.
Here is how you can assure yourself to enjoy yourself during the process of whatever it is you're trying to achieve. I want you to get this, because it starts as soon as you open up your eyes in the morning, or whenever it is that you start the day. As soon as you open up your eyes to greet the day, you enter into consciousness. It is at that moment that your creativity is at its most powerful. Right there and then, you have an opportunity to steer your thoughts and your emotions in the direction that you want them to go, not in the direction that they're telling you to go. In other words, you can literally choose to seize the day, or you can let the day seize you.
Nothing works the first time. When you try something new, it probably won't work.
Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Every time you lose at something, you're one step closer to winning the next time. The difference between successful people and not successful people, let's call it that way, are people give up. People wake up every morning, they have doubt, they have fear, they lose in a Ferrari race or they lose in a race, and then they just give up. The hardest thing in life to learn is to lose. Winning's easy. You win, you're happy, you get a high five, your friends are happy. It's your ability to take a loss, get up the next day, dust yourself off, and keep going.
This isn't about playing basketball like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. There's guys in the NBA that never gonna play basketball like them. This is about being able to think like a champion, know what goes on in their heads, understand how you can relate it to your business and whatever you do to take yourself to the next level. Remember, the mind controls the body does not control the mind. What makes these guys special and successful in everything they do is not their physical gifts, it's their mental toughness. They have the ability not to think when everyone else is thinking.
So what I want you to do, as soon as you open up your eyes to start the day, is to immediately start focusing on something or someone that you are totally grateful for in your life. I don't care what it is or who it is, but I want you to feel it with your heart and soul. Your only goal as soon as you open up your eyes should be to make yourself feel good and to give yourself enough confidence to get through the day. Don't worry about what needs to be done. Think about who you have to be in order to get it done.
I believe the emotions that many of us consider negative, like frustration and rejection and pain, can be our greatest friends because they can drive us to success. You know what? I think one of the things that happens for a lot of people when they get successful is they get superstitious. It's like they work so hard for the success and they now finally have it, so all of a sudden they don't change, they don't vary their behavior, they kind of like want to stay the way things are. They get incredibly conservative and they miss out on the juice of life. Stay out of the trap. Listen, when people succeed, they tend to party. When they fail, they tend to ponder. Now, the pondering, many times we create our greatest successes in life. Just remember, it's impossible to fail. If you try something and it doesn't work, just try something else and learn something from what you just did. As long as you learn something, you've succeeded. Start with something small if you want, and then build. But right now, write down 2 decisions you've made, and then take action on them immediately. I mean, right now. I mean, even before I finish talking here, stop the tape, pick up the phone, and make that call you've been waiting for. Do not put it off another minute. I don't care what it takes. There's power in momentum. I'm a big believer that once you set a goal, once you make a decision, you should immediately, in that moment, do something to start making progress towards it. That way you can't cop out later on or get caught up or lose your momentum. So please do it now. And I know not all things can be done right now, so maybe it's something you have to do tomorrow morning. But whatever you're going to do, make the decision and then commit to follow through and then check in tomorrow. Because this is the first step to grabbing your personal power.
Remember this. So you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We're going to go ahead and get started here in about 1 minute. Let me just log into everything here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Woo! What's up, everybody? What's up? So welcome back to Market Structure 101. Welcome back. Welcome back. Guys, I hope you guys are excited about the new year as much as I am excited. We're going to start fresh, right? If you didn't have a great year last year, well, this year is your year, right? It's time for you to get focused, put on your 2020 vision goggles, right? Get focused, and we're gonna do this thing this year, all right? I want to know though. I want to know what are some of you guys' goals? What are your goals? Type in the chat box. What are your goals for this year? What are you working towards? What are you working towards this year? What's your goals? Somebody tell me. I want to hear some goals today, right? We got to do something different this year that we didn't do last year. I want to know what your goals are. Karen said, replacing my salary from the job. I hear you. right? We definitely gonna make sure that happens. Understanding market structure and becoming more profitable trader and consistent. We're gonna touch on that too. Closing out the 9 to 5. I hear you. Make over 250,000 a year. That's definitely attainable. Financial freedom, pay off my house, to be debt free and be a full-time trader. Whoo, I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys got some wonderful, wonderful goals this year. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's what you guys want to have, right? If you don't have a goal for this year, right? By the time you get off this trading session, you should have a goal. You should have a goal set or in mind to take the new year to a whole nother level. And that's what we're mainly going to be focusing on, the guys, this year, right? Most of you guys are returning from last year, so you know the way that I teach. You know the way things need to be structured in the market, right? But we're going to take this to a whole nother level, right? We're still going to incorporate the basics, but we're going to take this to a whole nother level this year, all right? And I'm going to make sure you guys this year in particular, I'm going to make sure you got it, right? Because a lot of you guys have reached out to me, you know, over the year, and, you know, you told me you didn't get it. Something didn't click, right? So what we're really going to hammer on today, right, is making sure that you get it, you got it, right? And it's done, right? And we're going to make sure you repeat that process over and over and over again, all right? So if you're new to this section, welcome, 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 welcome to all my newcomers. I'm still looking at the chat, 600,000 per year. Whoo, Grace, I love it. I love it. Now you're talking my numbers, all right? Now you're talking my numbers. Love it. Well, guys, as you guys know, we're going to start off with GU, right? Let me get situated here. We're going to start off looking at my favorite GU, seeing what this bad boy has been doing, what we're expecting it to do for the rest of the year, and how we're really going to take advantage of it, okay? And I really want to start off by really hitting you guys with the monthly time frame, okay? The monthly time frame, the first thing you guys know, when we're doing our markups, okay, the first thing you guys want to look at is you want to look at the overall picture of the market, okay? You want to look at the big picture, what's really going on in the market, right? And you guys know I love talking about W's, you know, those W formations, right? Those M formations. You guys know I love talking about those W and M formations, right? M formations formed at the resistance points, W formations formed at support points there. All right. So with that being said, right, our main focus this year is paying attention to what we see over here that's forming, right? What do you guys see with your eyes, right? What can you physically see is forming over here with GU? What's going on? You guys see W, you see M, what do you see? W's, right? We see a big fat W, right? So what does that mean? You guys know that W has to complete itself, right? Eventually that W has to complete itself. So, you know, all last year, GU, it just dropped. So I'm expecting GU to honestly rise this year, right? Because when we're looking at this on the monthly time frame, right, let's just mark up some regular support resistance, right? We have resistance that's located right down in here, okay? We have resistance located right down, we have support located right down in here, right? And if we look left, there's nothing over here, right? So GU has literally bottomed out. It has hit its lowest point that it possibly can go, all right? It's hit its lowest point that it can possibly go, all right? So we want to mark this point off. That's the first thing, right? Then we want to find, if we have support down here, we have to look for some type of resistance, right? So when we're going up, the last rejection that we got resistance wise was right here, right? And if we take this line over, we can clearly see how this acted as an area of resistance, okay? So it's safe to say price is no longer on the support, right? It's just constantly moving in this upward direction. So it's safe to say, if we actually took this line and extended it, it's safe to say price is now reacting with inside this little range here. Does everyone see that? Right? We're reacting inside this range until we get some type of mega breakout to the upside or something breakout to the downside. As of right now, we're still with inside this range. Okay? Don't overthink that concept. Right? So it's safe to say, because we have already come from the support level, that we are headed to the top. We're headed back up here to this resistance level, right? And this is where we start breaking down market structure and start figuring out exactly what we need to do to take advantage of the market. All right. So our overall prediction this year on the monthly basis is we're going to probably head back up here to the top of this resistance. Now, we don't know what's going to happen up there, but our only expectation to happen up here, once price reach up here, what is our only expectation that what is price is going to do when it gets up there, right? Somebody tell me, what do you think price is going to do when it gets up there? Reverse, right? We think price is going to reverse, right? It's going to reverse and come back, right? Why are we saying that? Because what we have to do with market structure, you guys always have to look towards the left, right? Look towards the left. The left is always going to tell you guys, right, what you are predicted, what is predicted to happen in the market, right? This is a strong resistance area. Okay, so by we looking to the left, right, we can say, safely say, price is probably going to get some type of rejection when it gets up there. But let's talk about how we can break this down, right? So we automatically, from the monthly basis, we can go ahead and shoot down to the daily, right? Here on the daily basis, right, I'm just going to slide this down just a little bit. But here on the daily basis, right, you can see, guys, that we've been obviously trending up, right? I told you guys we started from support and we just started moving up, right? So on the daily basis, right, this is where you guys know I love to go to my line chart, right? My line chart is going to be able to tell me my higher highs, my lower lows, my lower lows, my lower highs, right? And how so? Because we're going to take a look at these peaks here. Each peak, right, it's just like a mountain. Each peak that's formed here on the outside here, right, that's valid, right? Even the ones at the top, all these up here, that's valid peak, right? If we scroll the screen down, there's a reason why price stopped at these peaks, okay? So what can we do to take advantage of this market? We want to take these peaks, okay? And we want to basically start from the very bottom. And we just want to take a line and just take it from one peak to the next and extend that line out just like this, okay? Now, once we extend that line, we want to take that line and we want to automatically clone it, okay? Just right-click cloning it, right? We don't want to move this line up and down. We don't want to do that. We just want to take that line and we want to just move it straight to where we could get to the opposite end of where those opposite peaks was, okay? So in this case scenario, right here, right? Now we could put it in multiple different places here because we have multiple different peaks forming here, right? So I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit. I'm gonna say probably this peak here. Now, why am I saying this one in particular? Because when we're doing market structure and you're connecting these lines for my newbies, right? What you want to see is you want to see wicks. You want to try to see if you're going to get some type of wicks to the lines that you drew. That tells you that your line that you drew is a valid support / resistance line, okay? So everything here on this line, price will support. Everything here on this line, price was resistance, right? So let's see if we can get like a wick, the wick right up in here. Let's find out, right? Look at that, look at there. See how we wick there to the top there? You see how we got these little wicks here, right? When we were on the line chart, you didn't see none of that here, right? But all that is valid when you're marking up your charts. Okay, now what is, right? I said this at the very beginning of the session, right? What are the main patterns that we're looking for when we're trading? What are the two main patterns that I look for? M's and W's, right? M's and W's, right? Keisha's got it, M's and W's. So we're looking for it, right? M's and W's, exactly, right? So when we're looking at this chart here, we're like, okay, well, we notice every time price is down here on this line, it had a chance of rejecting, right? It's just like on the daily, on the monthly basis. Every time it hit this line, it rejected off of it, correct? And every time it hit this line, it rejected off of it. We're all in agreement to that, right? But the patterns that we're looking for are those M's and W's, because that tells us how we're going to be able to take our entries, and that tells us if the trade is valid to go in our direction. So in this case scenario, we have this big M formation that's formed right here. Everyone see that, right? That big M formation there. It's just like we had down here, this nice little W formation that was formed here, right? Triple bottom. We got now this M formation, right? So it is safe to say, where do you guys think price is going to head next? Where do you think it's going to head? Just based off of what we just drew here. Where do you think price is headed? Where has it previously came from, and where do we think it's going to previously go? Down, right? And how far down do we think this is going to go? Right? What's the potential of how far down do we think price could possibly go? Back to where? Back to the support. Exactly, right? Back to the support. So our only explanation is for price to go right back to support. Okay? So this is how we have to take advantage of the market, guys, right? We have to zoom in to a lower time frame. So we have our bias. Our bias is that price on a daily time frame is potentially moving down. Okay? So then we want to switch to something like our 4-hour or our 1 hour. The same thing that we just did on the daily time frame, we want to do it on the 4-hour time frame as well. So we want to go back to our line chart. We want to find those peaks, right? I'm going to redraw them in here. We're going to find these peaks. So we have, if I can grab it here, I'll just delete it. We want to find these peaks. Look at all these peaks that's formed here, right? That's all valid. You want to take a line, right? A nice little trend line from one high and just extend it down, just like this, right? Now we're going to talk about how we're going to get that perfect entry, okay? Just take that line down and extend it down simply just like this, okay? Then what do we want to do? We want to clone that line, right? And we want to take it to the opposite end of where we see the peak started happening on the opposite end, okay? Preferably probably right here in this area, okay? So this is my favorite. Our bias from the daily time frame is to go down. But we have to figure out, based off the 1 hour, the 4 hour, how we're going to be able to enter this trade to continue this movement down. Obviously, right, we want to go back to the candles and see if we get maybe a wick here, maybe some wicks up here. Let's find out. Boom. That tells us that line is valid. Remember that wick right here was not there, right? If you missed it, let's go back to the line chart. See, we were here. There was no wick, right? Go back to the candles. We wicked it. That tells us that this line is valid. That right there tells us that this is valid. All right? So we're looking at this and we're asking ourselves, right? We found the trend. Now we have to find the entry. How can we find the entry, right? Now this is where you want to ask yourself, You want to ask yourself, you want to say, okay, just by looking at this, right? Let us not all answer at one time, right? I do want you to though. But when we're looking at this and we're asking ourselves, okay, where's the best entries? If I was to get an entry for a sell, where would be, let me rephrase that. If I was to take an entry for a buy, right? Where's the best entries for a buy? Somebody tell me. The best entry for a buy is where? At the bottom, right? At the bottom. And the best entry for the sells are where? At the resistance point, at the top, right? Exactly, right? So this is where patience comes into play. And some of you guys still haven't learned patience, okay? I can't help you there, but you have to learn patience in this market, right? If you're gonna learn anything that I tell you, learn patience. Learn that you have to do not chase after this market. Let this market come to you. You want this market to get to those points you wanted to get to, and then you want to take advantage of it. Then you want to take advantage of it. So let's take a look. So our prediction for this market, okay, we're going to expect some type of pullback, maybe to this line here, or very close to it, and then bam. The same thing, like I told you guys, look to the left. The same thing that happened here, right? That's an area, right? That is a big area where you want to be looking to possibly sell. Now, why did I say that area in particular, right? Because if we actually take a trend, a line here, and we extend this out, look, check that out. Look at how price itself reacted off this line, right? And we just took that from, you know, we just predicted it was going to come back up to here, right? This is why it's very important to wait for price to come to you, because you guys can see this is going to be a nice spot anywhere in this area, right? It's not going to always touch. It's not going to always wick like this, right? You're not going to always get like an absolute zero entry, okay? But anywhere in this area, okay, anywhere in this area is where you're going to want to take advantage of this trade, right? Because this is where we get to talking about our 3 rules. And what are they, right? Let's go over them. The first one is that impulse move, okay? And then we have that correction. And from that correction, we have that continuation move. So that impulse, that correction, and continuation. It happens anywhere on the chart. It happens on any time frame. It doesn't matter, right? We're always going to get some type of impulse move up. It's going to correct itself back down, and we're going to get that nice continuation move, right? Because that is what a trend is. So let's take a look at what we have here just on the 4-hour basis. We have a nice impulsive move here, right? So if you guys was trading NFP today, it looks like from the looks of it, maybe that this NFP was a sell, right? I wouldn't be looking for nothing but a sell. But we had an impulse move down, okay? And look at here. That impulse move always has to correct itself. So we're looking for that correction to give us that continuation, right? Who doesn't understand that? If you understand that, say, I got it in the chat box. If you understand that, type I got it in the chat box. I want to know. I want to know if that makes sense. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Right? I don't want to leave anybody behind. So if you don't got it, if you ain't got it, right? Let me know. Let me know. Got it, got it. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? Because the key is making sure you guys got it. Because if you got it, all you have to do is repeat the exact same things I'm saying when you're trading and when you're marking up your charts. You just have to repeat it. Say the same exact stuff the exact same way. Like literally, if you have to start talking exactly like me, guys, then fine. Start talking exactly like me. Right? So Trish says there's a possibility it could pass through. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. There is a possibility it could pass through. Right? But when you're trading, right, you understand that's why we use stop losses. Okay? So your stop loss will probably be somewhere in this area. Okay? So if it does pass through, we're going to be protected. That's why you guys should be using stop losses. Okay? But just like Trish said, if it passes through, right? If it passes through, what do you guys think you should be looking for? Anybody know? Right? If price breaks through this area like this, right? What is that called? What is that called? It's right here. That's called an impulse move. Impulse, right? We get stopped out. But guess what? There you go, Veranda. You wait for that pullback, and then you take it long, right? Because we don't know, let's just be real, right? If we knew what price was going to do, you guys have to understand this. No one knows what price is going to do, okay? All that we know is we have to think in terms of probabilities, right? And when we're thinking in terms of probabilities, we have to say to ourselves, okay, what happened every time it hit this line? Did it sell or did it buy? Every time it hit this line, it sold. So our thinkings we have to like train our brains to say, all right, that's what I have to do, right? I want you guys this year to literally be a robot with your trading, right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to literally be a robot with your trading. I want you to do the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? Why do you guys think people are going to artificial intelligence? Why do you think they're making programs out there for Forex? Okay, it's because those programs, those artificial intelligence are programmed to do that same thing over and over again, right? So instead of you guys going out there spending, you know, loads and loads of monies on programs, not bashing programs and nothing like that, they're all great. But instead of you going to do that, what if you train your brain to be a robot? How do you think that would how do you think that would increase your trading, right? How much closer do you think that would help you get to your goals? If you trained your brain and said, you know what, I'm gonna be a robot. I'm gonna be a robot next week. I'm gonna be a robot the week after that. And no matter what, when you saw it hit this line, you're gonna sell it. You're not gonna ask any questions. You're not gonna trade with your emotions, right? Because that's a big thing, trading with your emotions. You're not gonna do any of that stuff. You're just gonna say, it hit that line, I'm gonna sell it. And I can guarantee you guys, right? All 54 of you on this call, I can guarantee you that if you did that one simple method, trained your brain to be a robot, I guarantee you your results would show it. I guarantee your results would, you would see a huge increase this year for 2020, right? Just by doing that, right? There's this slogan, right? At 2020 vision, right? This is what it means to have 2020 vision. You have to see exactly what you need to see, and once you see it happen, then you take advantage of it. That's called being, that's 2020 vision, right? Don't overthink it. Because when you don't have 2020 vision, what are you doing? You're looking, you know, your eyes are all messed up, and I'm not picking on anybody, but your eyes are messed up. You're looking, you start seeing things in a blur, right? You start seeing things in a blur that shouldn't be there, and you talk yourself out of trades. Who has ever talked himself out of trade? I know I have. Plenty of times. Talk myself out of trade because I'm not seeing what I need to see, right? I'm guilty for that, right? So if Linda is the only person on here, then all you guys are liars. Every last one of you. Right? So that's what we have to do, guys, right? Does that make sense? That's what we have to do. If it breaks out, we know how to take. This is what I'm saying, guys, right? Some of you guys on this call think you don't know how to trade. I promise you guys you know how to trade. I promise you. Because if you see one thing happen and it doesn't work out, big deal. Then you take advantage of what you do next see happening. That's all you do. That's what I do. That's what I do every day on a daily basis. So I'm looking for a target, right? If we break out, fine. You know, we just break out, all right? We lose a trade. But I'm looking to enter this trade around this area if it comes back and hits it. Now, if it doesn't come back and hit it, all right, fine. If we start to get a drop here, guess what? You guys can easily put a nice sell stop right here, right? And I'm calling some trades tonight, so I hope you guys are paying attention, right? We could put a nice little sell stop right in here, and we could catch this move if it breaks through, right? So I'm gonna put in here sell stop. Let me give you guys some trade ideas tonight, okay? Some trade ideas. So we can put a nice sell stop there, all right? And if it breaks there, guess what? We're gonna be coming down to the next area where we see price landed, which is right here. That's my take profit. That's gonna be my take profit point, okay? Right, and I'll give you guys some, right? All this is gonna be posted, you know, so you guys can have it, you know, just to take a look at, right? We're gonna say there, sell stop, market execution up here. We get this pullback. I'm just gonna say ME, market execution, me, right? Let me give you guys some price points. Okay, the price points that we're looking for are take profit around this area, sell stop around this area, and hit me with that market execution here. There's your trade idea for next week, GU. Okay, and chances are we'll probably break through this area, right? If we don't get a straight breakthrough, we're probably gonna pull back, which is fine, but guess what you do? If it pulls back up to here somewhere, guess what you do? You sell it again. You keep selling as long as it's on the downtrend. You keep selling, right? So take profit 1 there. And I'm going to throw in the next long take profit is going to be down here somewhere. So we want to look to the left to see where the next area of, you know, where it rejected off of, which is down here. That's my take profit 2. TP1, TP2. Expect that to happen, guys. Expect that to happen, right? So you guys can see how we broke that down from the daily basis, right? We got our bias. Our bias is short. Now, the monthly time frame is moving upward, but we know in order for this trend to continue, it has to pull back, which is what we're trading right now is basically that big pullback on the daily and monthly basis, right? But here on the 4-hour, we're trading the trend down because let's just be real. The trend has been moving down ever since December 19th. No, I'm sorry, December 12th, right? So it's safe to say this is on a downtrend. Ever since December 12th, this has been moving downward. It's safe to say we're on a downtrend, right, for our intraday trading purposes and swing trading. Okay, so I'll be looking for something like that. Nice pullback, right? And that's why I said this may just break because this could have possibly been our entry, right here when it wicked up there. That may be it. That may be all it's going to give us, right? That's why we have backup plans. Our nice little sell stop in here, okay? Nice little sell stop in here to cover us if we get down here, right? Because if it breaks through here, then we're looking to take this. We're looking to take this down here, okay? So that's GU for you, right? That's going to be GU for you, right? The next one that we're going to be looking at, right, is GA. Now you guys know if GU, which is the master pair, okay, if GU is moving in that direction, be aware that the other GBP pairs are probably going to follow after it, right? They're probably going to follow after it. So the same thing, let's go to the monthly. You guys can see here, look at here. We have this big W forming on the monthly basis, okay? Big W. I do expect GA to get up here, just like I said, GU, right? There is our resistance. Here's our big support that was down here in this area. Move this up just a little, okay? But we have to go to the daily basis. And the daily time frame is going to show us this nice little upward trend. See that? Okay, so we want to mark that. We want to take those peaks. 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak, 4 peak, 5 peak. We want to take those peaks and we want to extend it, right? We can't just go from here and go straight across. No, we have to go to each one, right? Even if you have to go to this low peak here, this low peak here, this low peak here, low peak here, low peak here, and then low peak here. You're going to find yourself eventually drawing this out here. It's okay, guys. It is okay once you get multiple, only if you get multiple peaks, it is okay if 1 or 2 are overextended that line. That is okay. Your main focus is you want to be crisp. You want to have that 20/20 vision this year. So you want to make sure that these peaks are lined up with this line, right? You want to make sure it's lined up. Like, don't get a peak. I'm very adamant about having these lines drawn right up on these peaks, just like that. Very adamant. The better that you do it, the better you're going to be. Okay, clone that line, take it to the opposite end, right? So I'm looking at here. I see peak here. I'm connecting off this peak, 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 right? I'm looking for a wick here. If I get a wick here, this tells me that this line is valid. If I get a wick here, this tells me that it's valid. Let's find out, right? Well, I didn't get too much of a wick, so I'm probably going to bring that down just a little bit, right? Because I don't like it. I like this. I like for my lines to be accurate as possible. So let's bring this down just a hair. Boom. Now I'm on point. Now I should get some type of wick here, maybe a wick here. Let's see. Now that makes sense. See that wick just formed there? I like that. That tells me now, okay, I'm a little bit more accurate with my results. So you guys can clearly see this has been nothing but inside this channel here, right? We have now trapped price. This went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down. Now we're back up here. What are we expecting? Someone tell me. Expecting it to go down, right? Our bias is to go down. So now we have found what our bias is. Now we're trying to figure out how we can figure out how can we trap price in the best way possible, okay? How can we trap price the best way possible, right? So we want to go where? To our lower time frames, right? This is why it's important for you guys also on the right side of your screen of trading view. Always put this on auto fit state of the screen, because when you switch to your different time frame, your 4 hour, your 1 hour, it's going to take you to what you need to be looking at already. Okay, so we're going to work off the 4 hour, and I'm just zooming in. So 4 hour time frame, we got a peak here, we got a peak here. what can we do? We can go to that line chart, start from the top of that peak, and extend this line down. Just like this. Extend it down. Take that line. Do not forget to clone it. Some of you guys have sent me markups and you forget to clone that line. Do not forget to clone that line. It's very important because you want to always make sure you have price trapped. If you trap price, guess what? You know where price is going, right? You trap it, you know where it's going. That's all I'm doing here, guys, is trapping price within inside a range, and I know where price is going every time. Okay? I'm literally trapping price. So I'm gonna switch back to my line candles. I like this. This looks good. Okay? We can clearly see price is rested. Why did price stop here? It didn't just stop here for no reason. Price stopped here. It stopped here because we're rested up on this. But just like GU, I said possibly we're gonna get a pullback, right? Look for that pullback. The best entries for the sales are on this line. Does this not look just like GU, guys? Looks almost identical. Look at that. Almost identical. You can literally do the same thing here, guys. You can place your nice sell stop here. Market execution there. First take profit is going to be to the next spot where you see price rejected, right inside this area. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that. So I'm going to give you guys more price points. Here we go. Here's my me. Market execution. Here's my sell stop. There's my take profit, somewhere down in there. I'm expecting price to get down there, right? Let me draw it in. Let me put the letters in here. Me, market execution. Here's going to be my sell stop. And here's my take profit. Same thing. Same thing. Gotta love it. It's the same stuff over and over again. You guys see how I'm thinking like a robot here? I'm not changing anything. I'm not changing anything. The only thing I'm changing is my lot size as I keep compounding. It's the only thing you're changing in Forex. What else are you changing? Right? You're not changing anything. You're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, but you're staying focused on one thing, and you're doing the same thing. Okay? Right? Now, so if you don't understand this, right, or even if you have any questions on this before I just keep moving forward, right, I want you to just unmute yourself, right, and let's answer the questions as we're going through here. Anybody have any questions at this time? Even if you don't understand, I promise you, any question is not a dumb question. Wow, perfect, wonderful. Everybody's got it. All 54 of you guys. I can't unmute. I can't unmute. All right, hold on, Linda. Let's see if I can't unmute you here. All right, Linda, you are unmuted. I think Linda was the first.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I love this. This is great. Okay, so if you put market execution at that upper point, why would you also need a sell stop? Because at market execution, you just go put it in as a sell.
You wouldn't if you market execute this here, you would not need you would not. I would advise you to delete your sell stop.
Got you. Okay.
So the only reason you're gonna enter a market execution is if the market comes to you. It comes to you. This is why I put me. It's literally coming to you. So you are me. It's coming to you. But if it does not come to you, right, and it comes down to here, you're still expecting this move down. So you have your sell stop in place to still catch that move. You may not catch it all the way up here. That's fine. But guess what? You still can catch something.
Okay.
Catching something is better than catching nothing.
Got it. Thank you so much.
So next we had Brandy. Brandy, let me see if I can find you. Brandy. Brandy, you're unmuted.
Hey, I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. So in order to have a re-entry, let's just say I missed the market execution, but I want a pullback. So let's just say I really don't prefer pending orders. So if it was a market execution for a pullback, where do you see that second pullback happening to?
Okay, so good question. So the first pullback, if you don't like sell stops, that's fine, right? But what you need to do, if you don't like pullback, if you don't like pending orders, you need to make sure you follow these 3 rules. No matter what you do, you have to see impulse, correction, and continuation. You have to see this happen no matter what. So what do I mean? So if you get an impulse move down here, fine, whatever. It starts going down here, okay? It may come down to here, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna wait for that correction move. You get that correction move like this, okay? That's your entry. That's your me, right? And if you get a correction move like that, this is why I start, a little bit more advanced. We'll get into this year. But then that's when I start seeing stuff like, which is a great question, I start seeing stuff like that head and shoulders. That left head, that shoulder, that right shoulder, and we're moving down. I start seeing stuff like that, right? So no matter what, you're still, if you're not comfortable with the sell stops and you just want to do the market execution, then you always use these 3 rules. And you program your mind to be robotic, to see impulse, correction, continuation. If I get an impulse but no correction, guess what? You don't enter that trade. Because I promise you that correction is coming. It may not come when you want it to come, right? But it's coming. Or even if it don't come on that pair, guess what? Go find it on a different pair. There's 50 million pairs out there that we can trade. Just because we don't get it on one pair, guess what? We got another one we can trade it on. All right? So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Perfect. Dorcas says, what is the name of my strategy? My name of my strategy, I call it the redemption strategy, but the name of my strategy is find the trend, nail the entry. That's the name of my strategy. Find the trend, nail the entry. All right. But I'll unmute you still, Dorcas. Dorcas, you're unmuted.
Oh, hi. You've just answered my question, but I also wanted to know if I wanted to perfect the strategy, where can I keep studying it? Is it on IM Academy?
So you won't find it on IM Academy. You're gonna find it. I'm here every Friday, but that's really where you're gonna find it. On there.
Sorry?
Yeah, you're gonna find it. You're gonna basically find just the way I teach here. You can find, videos on YouTube, but you can also find it, every Friday when I teach here.
Okay, cool. So it's not on IM Academy?
No, it's not on IM Academy.
All right, thank you.
But we'll work on getting it there, though.
Oh, okay, cool. It's really helpful. It makes sense.
All right. How do you set an alert for a particular price entry? You can do that off of MetaTrader 4. You do have to have a premium account for TradingView to do that on there. My reception is horrible, so I'm missing a lot. It'll be watching the video after it's posted. Yes, this will be recorded, so you guys can definitely get it recorded. All right. So that's GA. Let's move on. Right. So you can really expect all your GBP pairs to move like that, especially G Swissy. G Swissy, you guys can clearly see without even having to go to the daily, you guys clearly see G-Swissy is just sitting here, right? It's just sitting here in this area. So we don't know if it's gonna break through here. If it does, you guys know what to do. But if it doesn't, I'll wait for some type of pullback, maybe off of these little highs here. Okay, let me go to the line chart so you guys can see that. And I'm just doing this based off just the 4 hour right now, so we can get to the other pairs. But here, just like this, on that line still, nothing changes. On that line, we're probably gonna come in around here. Yeah, probably around in here somewhere. All right, but with this huge area here, anything could happen. Right, we could potentially pull down, but I'm still gonna be looking for some pullback to keep dropping. I'm still looking for a pullback to keep dropping because automatically I'm looking at this head and shoulders here. You got this left shoulder, pull back, head, pull back, right shoulder, and we're going ahead and moving down. So I'm honestly looking for Swishy to come all the way down here. It's gonna be a nice drop, a very, very nice drop on Swissy. And it looks like, you know what, I'm gonna just do this. Actually, let's just do this. Let's go to the daily right quick because I want to show you guys something on Swissy. Right? Let's go to the line chart. Let's mark it up here. Start from the bottom, move it on up. Now, I want to show you guys something on Swissy that I didn't see on the other GBP pairs in particular. Okay? Now, check this out. On Swissy, ooh, I love that wick. Do you guys see that wick up there? Look at that. I just drilled it from this line here and watch this huge wick here. That tells us that line is valid. Look at that. It's amazing. But check out Swissy. Swissy is now breaking outside of this line. Okay? So this is what we're going to consider to be our impulsive move. That's going to be our impulsive move. Our correction, right? Impulse. It's going to correct itself. And we're going to be continuing looking for that move down here. That's Swissy. Very easy. It's already breaking through here. Right? That's what we want to see. We want to see not just one candle break through, but we want to see a couple multiple candles break through. Okay? When we have that impulse, that correction, and that continuation move. Right? We want to see multiple candles can break through there. So I'm just going to answer these questions in the chat box. Yes, I will mark up gold. I'm getting there. Explain how you're drawing the boxes. It is based on the candle wick. No. So the way I'm just drawing the boxes, right? The purple boxes is what I'm assuming that you're referring to. I'm just drawing it. It's an area. I'm just looking at an area where I see multiple rejections. It's not necessarily based off of wicks. It's just an area here. And I'm just drawing it off of that area there. All right. And I'm saying to myself, price is going to come to that area because I don't know the exact spot it's going to land at. I can just tell you an area where it's going to land. Right. So let's skip the GBP pairs, right? Just for a second. We'll come back if anybody wants to look at anyone in particular. But Euro GBP is going to move opposite of GBP USD. Okay. Monthly, what do you guys see? What do we see here on the monthly? What is this? What do we see? You know it moves the opposite of GU and the GBP pairs. What do you think this is going to do? Right? What do you see different? The big old M, right? Exactly. The big M. Let me draw it out for you. You got the big, giant M. Okay? The big giant M, right? Look at how, you guys know I always talk about the cloning, right? Well, look at how if we took a line straight down the middle here, look at how the left side, the right side is already starting to look like the left side. It's cloning it. right? This is why I speak so highly about cloning your lines, because you're gonna notice the same thing that happens on the right side when you clone your line is gonna happen on the left side, right? So Euro GBP, when we're looking at Euro GBP, I'm looking at a potential, right? So for anyone that wants to see it physically, right? You want to see it with your 2020 vision goggles, right? So let's put our 2020 vision goggles on for a second, right? We put our 2020 vision goggles on. Now we can see this clearly, and we're saying to ourselves, oh, Jeff, I see it now. I see what you were saying. I see with my 2020 vision goggles, I see it. I can see it, right? I can see it now. It's clear. That's what we have to do all this year. We have to do that. We have to see it, right? Because if you can't see yourself, right? We talk about this a lot, right? But if you guys can't see yourself, if you can't see yourself making $200,000 a year, if you can't see yourself leaving your 9-to-5 job, if you can't see yourself doing these things, you're not going to be able to do these things. You have to see yourself in it. I don't care if you guys took a dollar bill and wrote $200,000 on it. Guess what? You saw yourself having a $200,000 bill. That's better than having a dollar bill, right? It is, in my perspective. I still have my $1 million bill placed in my wallet because I saw myself making $1 million. Right? I still have that in my wallet. So you guys have to see yourself doing these things. If you see yourself driving those nice cars, let me tell you something, guys. Don't ever be afraid to go after your dreams. Right? I've gotten so many people hit me up and say they're afraid. Don't be afraid to go after your dreams. God wants you to go after your dreams. Okay? He wants you to go after your dreams. But he can only do so much. You have to do the rest. And he wants you to, if the same way that he sees your future, right? How's it that he can see your future, but you can't see your own future? You should be able to get on another level, spiritual level. You should be able to get and tag into the universe, right? You should be able to get in the universe and let the universe, you should be able to see the universe the way that you want to see it. That's how you're going to be able to manifest those things that you want in your life. That's how you're going to be able to manifest how you want for 2020. Okay? I hope you guys got that. That's just my motivation for you on this session. Here's what it is. All right? All right? I had to tell one of my great friends today that you got to see yourself doing this, man. You got to change. Something has to change. You don't have to be like everybody else. Be you. You don't have to be like everybody else. Be you. Who cares what everybody else says about you? Be you. Do you for 2020. Learn the skill and do you. Be you. I'm done. Y'all gonna say, Jeff. All right. Teach and preach. Here we go. Teach and preach. I'm done. All right. So USDCAD, let's look at it. USDCAD, right? Let's go monthly basis, right? We have, adjust your eyes, 2020 vision eyes, boom, right? We haven't, look at all these highs here, okay? You see that? See that? See what it's doing here? So look, we could put on our 2020 vision goggles and we could say to ourselves, okay, well, right, on the daily, yes, we could come in here on the daily and go to the line chart. Absolutely. And we can mark this up from this low. We could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. We can mark this from this low. I'm not mad at you if you mark this from this low. But understand it has to come back to that. If you clone this line, that's fine too. Clone it. I want you to. Take it to the opposite end. I'm going to place you here. Maybe I'll get a wick here. Let me see. Did I get a wick up there? Let's bring it down to this. Let's bring it down to this wick. Here, maybe I'll get a wick here now. All right, love it. Perfect. Nice little wick. Excellent. So same thing. Even if you didn't mark this off, okay, if you was a person that didn't mark this off and all you saw was this over here for UCAD, and you said, man, I see this, Jeff, I see these ties. Fine, I'm not mad at you. Mark that off too. Okay? Maybe from here. Yeah, right there. Okay, mark that off. I'm not mad at you. But you got to clone it if you're going to mark it. Clone it. Take it to the opposite end. Boom. Now I have enclosed price like this. So I know price has to make it down to here, and I know price is up here, so I know it has to make it down to here, which is the exact same thing to make it down there. Okay? So I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, monthly looks good. Monthly looks good. Let's go to the daily. What's going on the daily? Same thing. You just zoom out. It's the same thing. It's nothing different. Okay? But the daily, you got to do a little bit more, right? Because you got all these. You got this high here. It came back, came here. It did not break that high. See that? It didn't break that high. Then it dropped again. Didn't break that high. Dropped again, dropped again, dropped again, right? So we have to mark this off here on the daily. From one peak, and let's move down to the next. There we go. From one peak, move to the next. Extend that line. Did I get that on that peak? You guys gotta check me. See if I got it on the peak. Nope. All right. Like I said, I like to be exact. Let's get it on there. Maybe I'll get some wicks up here. Maybe, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. Okay, it's a little decent. It's all right. It's not the best, but let's make it. Let's go ahead and connect all of them. Right? Let's just connect them all. The more peaks you have, the better off you're gonna be. So now, once I did that, I want to show you guys something. See, I brought it down just a little bit, and so I looked at this wick. Can I get a wick here? Let's find out. Boom, nice little wick there. That tells me this line is valid. I'm gonna clone it. Same thing. Nothing new, nothing different. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Clone that line, taking it to the opposite end. All right, I'm going about right in here maybe. I'm saying here because I'm looking at this wick, this wick, this wick. Maybe I'll get a wick here. If I get a wick there, I like it. Nope, I don't like it. So I'm gonna bring it up just a little. Maybe I'll get some wicks now. I like it now. Now I like it. See there? See what I did there? Right? I did this with you guys. I didn't know that was going to touch there. I didn't know that. Boom, but then it did. So I like it now. Now this is valid to me. This looks valid. I like it. If you don't like it, guys, let me tell you something. If you don't like what you see, then guess what? Don't do it. Don't take the trade. Don't go to something else. If you don't like it, go to something else. Okay? So you just use CAD, USDCAD, I see moving on a downtrend. My best entries for sell, I know is up here. So my best entries for sales. My best entries for buy, even though this is a downtrend, but this is a daily time frame, keep in mind. My best entries for buys are up here. Now, obviously, this is a daily chart, right? So on the daily chart, I really, really want this on the daily chart to pull back up to here. But I understand, and pull back down. But I understand this is a daily chart. It's going to take days to get all the way back up there, right? It's going to take days, which is fine. This is part of being patient, okay? But if it's going to take days to get back up there, guess what it has to do? It has to make some type of daily trend to get back up there, right? Right? So look, check this out. There it is right there. Uh-oh, what did I do? Boom, right? I just went to a lower time frame, 1 hour, 4 hours, fine. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, boom, Love it. Just like that. See that? Now I'm looking at this. Oh, I forgot to clone it. Can't forget that. Can't forget to clone it. I like, there we go. I'm gonna go to this line right here. Maybe I'll get some wicks here. Did I get a wick? Yes, perfect, like this. So now I'm in close priced here, okay? But keep in mind on the daily trend is down, right? It's been going down for a lot of days here. Understand, this is something new, right? You guys all see how, let me tell you why I don't want to take this for a buy. First of all, because this is counter trending. Second of all, it's because look at, I want you guys to think for a second. Think about how a downtrend looks, right? A downtrend looks just like this, right? And the big thing about a downtrend is looking at the way these pullbacks are. See that pullback there on the downtrend? This pullback here on the downtrend? This looks exactly like this on this downtrend. That's why I'm not liking it. See that? That's stuff you got to look at. So you got to look at that, right? Yes, you could potentially get some pips going up if you took a buy here, but that's not, the majority of the trend has been going down, right? This is where you have to use your brain a little bit. All right, I'm sorry, but you have to sometimes, right? But the trend has been going down. So the only way we can really take advantage of this is to do what? How can we take advantage if we are predicting a sell? Okay, how can we take advantage of the sale? What should we do? There's two things we can do. What's the first one? What's the first thing we can do? I muted everybody. So.
Look what's up.
What's the first thing that we could do? Impulse move, right? The first thing that we could do is that impulse move. All right, now I'm gonna meet you guys back. Hold on, let me actually change that setting. You guys can unmute yourself. There we go. Right, so we're gonna look for the impulse move. So that impulse move, it has to take some type of impulse like this. Then we wait for that correction, and then we get that continuation to keep going.
Yeah.
Then we get that continuation move to keep going there. Right, so that's what we could potentially look for. Right, I really wouldn't be looking for a buy at this point. I really wouldn't. Not at the moment. Just not at the moment, because even when you look left and you see this is a big area here, to me, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, well, knowing that this area was a big area of support, okay, every time it hit this purple area, it rejected. I'm saying to myself, this may be an impulse move down, corrected itself, and this may just be a continuation to keep going. Right? This may be a continuation to keep going. You guys see how we put all those elements there and figure out the best decision to make? Now, obviously, if this breaks up to here and pulls back here, yeah, then we could be looking for the buy potentially. But it hasn't done that. It looks more like it's going to be selling than buying at this moment. Yes, it does have to get back up here eventually and then pull down. It does have to do that. But right now we're looking at selling. Okay. So let's switch to gold, right?
Jeff, I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
Do you use the 200 to determine your trend? Can you use that as a quick trend determination?
You can. There's nothing wrong with it. The 200 EMA, you know, I use EMAs every now and then. But the 200 EMA, let's just put it on our chart. Exponential moving average. All right, I assume you're talking about exponential. 200 moving average. You talking about simple?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's put a simple on there. I don't even have to do that. I just put moving average. All right, so this is a simple moving average. Settings, inputs, 200. Okay. My 200 moving average is telling me the same thing. Telling me it's a downtrend, right? So I don't even really talk about moving averages like that. But you guys can see, I mean, there you go. I mean, that gives you an indication right there what trend you're on based off the 4 hour anyway.
Okay.
It's on a big downtrend, right? Prices below the 200, right? If you don't know how to use moving average, prices below the above the moving average is uptrend, prices below the moving average is downtrend, right? So prices below this moving average. So we're trending down. I mean, obviously trend is down, right? So I'll be looking to sell no matter what. Let me go to 1 hour, right? Now the trend did switch up on the 1 hour. Doesn't mean it won't break. Don't know. But that's why we still have to use structure of the market to give us a clean determination of what's going to happen. Okay? That's kind of why we have to use structure as well. Right? And I'm pretty sure 15 minutes is way under. Well, 15 minutes actually a downtrend too as well. Well, it's in between. So we kind of don't know on the 15 minute. Right? But I would still wait for price regardless. I would still wait for price, confirm that with, you know, price hitting off of a major support, major resistance area. Okay. So gold. Good question. Gold. Oh, gold. What have you been doing? Gold's been going up. Why has gold been going up? Right. Let's figure out why gold's been going up. I told you guys gold's going to go up last year. But look, let's take a look at gold. I want to go to the monthly first. Right? Look at this on the monthly basis. That's the first thing you want to do. First thing is we have this big old head and shoulders here. Okay? So that was one determination, told you that the gold was going to go up. And honestly, I see gold coming all the way back up here. That was the first thing. But let's get back to the rules, right? Because I haven't talked about, you know, head and shoulders, patterns, and all that good stuff. M's and W's. All you need to worry about. All right, so line chart. Let's mark it up on the monthly. Monthly, we could have came here, right? But we wanted to go here. I want to go here. I want to clone this line here on the monthly. And I want to pin it right here. I like this week, and I like where it's at right now. Okay? So, here's gold for you. Gold on a monthly basis, it's obviously got away from our support. It's obviously at this resistance up here. Obviously here. Right? Now we're getting a lot of candlestick patterns up here, which I'll talk about later on. But we're getting a lot of patterns up here playing around. But for the most part, gold is staying around this area. It's not really doing anything. So let's go to the daily. Okay. Here on the daily, right? On the daily, what we could do is we could start from down here. Okay. Because we can't really start here because it's all we can't start here and take this down like this because it's already broke through. We can't do that. So we have to find something new. So we have to look for a better area. So this is our better area here. We have to take this and extend it up like this. Okay. That's the first one that we have to do with gold. And so we know just from that alone, let me bring this down just a little bit. So we know from that alone, we have to clone that line too. And we have to take it to some type of endpoint. And I'm probably going to place it here. Right there now. Let me see something here. So you could place it here. Yeah, you could place it here. That's fine. Let's place it there. Got some nice wicks. If we extended this out just a little bit, we can see that it hit it wick there. Okay. So now gold is still sitting up here. Okay. Be careful with it because gold is very volatile for one, but you know gold has to drop because gold is sitting on a monthly. For one, gold is sitting on a monthly trend resistance. It's at one of its highest points it's been in a while. Plus, you're starting to get some little formation of an M here, extended leg M, and maybe we can get this M to going down to here. That's my expectations for gold daily wise. Let's see how we can trade it intraday wise. Intraday, take a look. Intraday wise, let's see what I would do. I would personally, I gotta look at this one. I look at this one to kind of see if I stay on charts too long, I don't trade them. Right? If I gotta dissect them, you know, because at that point, once you start crazy dissecting, you start seeing stuff that's not really there. But just for the sake of this trading, I'm gonna dissect this one. Don't like that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I like because I can't. Everything is it's past every time I take a line somewhere, it's just passing it. Right now, honestly, I'm in for honestly keep buying gold at the moment. It's still strong. It's just a strong trend up. And honestly, I'm looking at let's go to the 4 hour. Maybe the 4 hour tells us something different. Okay, so 4 hour. See, these guys starting to see like a whole bunch of lines on my chart now. Crazy. Well, in the 4 hour, there's nothing here. There's nothing. I mean, you had this big M here, you're getting a small W here. Maybe this W will come back up to maybe here, but we don't know because at this point we don't know because we're sitting in this area here. And it looks like it's already broke through here, so I'm expecting this to keep buying, honestly. Now, see, when I start seeing stuff like this is where you guys want to confirm your trades. You want to go to, you know, your trading view account and you want to look at what other people's ideas are. And just see if it's nothing wrong with it. Just see, you know, what they say about gold. You know, okay, well, look here. I mean, like I just told you guys, I don't know what gold is going to do, but just gave you my prediction on it. What did I say it's going to do? It's going to probably roll back up to that spot, right? Roll back up to that spot. They look like they got the same lines I got. Let's see what somebody else says. This person says, okay, on the daily, short, right? I said that. 4 hour, look, yet again, on the 4 hour, guys, I can't make this stuff up. On the 4 hour, look, this person says it's going to go up too. That's my prediction, keep buying. That's all I can really tell you for gold. Is just keep buying. I wouldn't sell it right now. And it doesn't look that good to me because I'm not seeing a higher high up here and I'm not seeing this established a higher high, higher low. I'm not seeing it yet. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see the vision here. And if I don't see the vision, guess what? I'm not taking the trade. I'm not taking the trade. Right? There's other pairs out here that look so much better than this. Right? There's other pairs. Let's look at Bitcoin. Right? I predicted this move for Bitcoin. It didn't even take it. Darn it. My golly. Shucks. That was I hate it when I do that. Darn it. All right. Anyways, let's look at Bitcoin right quick. So Bitcoin on the daily basis, right? Obviously, Bitcoin has been trending down. This looks a lot better than gold, honestly. Same thing with Bitcoin, right? A lot of you guys are saying, is this Jeff? Does this work on cryptocurrency? Of course it works on cryptocurrency. Works on anything. Nothing's changed. just a pair, just a lot size. Okay, look at this. Right, and after this, we'll start answering some questions. Open the mics up for you. Well, look at here. Bitcoin has, every time it touched here, it's went down. Bitcoin's obviously trending up in that upward direction. I'm looking at Bitcoin coming here, and once it gets here, I'm looking to sell it down. It's that simple. I go to my 4-hour time frame. I should be able to confirm that with an uptrend here. I can. Look, there it is. See, I'm liking this. You see how much better this is compared to you have better chances trading Bitcoin. You have better chances trading gold right now. I'll tell you that. Right, and I'm doing the same stuff. Clone this line, taking it to the opposite end, right there, because I saw this over here. Okay, and I'm actually going to take it to here because maybe I'll get a wick there. Let's just see if I get a wick there. Oh, perfect. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm just going to stretch that line there. So look, Bitcoin has a better chance of pulling up the maybe this line here or this line here, one of them, somewhere in this area. I don't know where, but somewhere in this area where you should be looking to sell Bitcoin. I would sell that thing back down to here. Back down to there. And guess what that's going to make once it does that? A big fat M. A big fat M. See it? Wonderful, right? That's so much easier than gold. So much easier. All right. So let's open the mics up for questions. Right? I ain't going to keep you guys too much longer. But let's just open the mic up for questions. Who got questions? What can I help you with?
Hi.
Hello.
How can we get your recorded sessions?
How can we get what now?
Recorded sessions.
Oh, the recorded sessions. So the recorded sessions are going to be posted on me and Dr. Kathy's YouTube page.
YouTube page. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. After how long?
You can expect to see it probably within the next day or two.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does gold and US 30 normally run opposite of each other?
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's look. US 30. All right, let's just put it on the 4-hour time frame. Well, let's put it on the 1 hour right quick. So US 30, and I want to get looking for something. I haven't done this in a while, but where's it at? Maybe I gotta type in. There's a way that I could put it on here just to find out. I can't remember how to do it though.
Are you trying to add gold to the chart?
Yeah, I am.
Go to the plus symbol where it says add.
Add symbol. Thank you. I knew there was a way to do it somehow. From the looks of it, it looks like it does. Well, let's see. Well, no, they look about similar. So you got US 30 here, you got gold down here. For the most part, it looks like they move not exactly opposite, but pretty much opposite of each other. There's your answer. Will I be in Atlanta? I don't know. I can try to be in Atlanta. I'll try to make time to be in Atlanta. We'll work on that for you.
Do we also have time to go through one more chart, the US30?
Yeah, I'll go through US30. Let's see, daily. Let's figure it out. Who said that actually? Who said, you know what? Who said that?
Marcus.
Let me see if I can find you in the chat. Speak again. Unmute yourself.
Dorcas.
Dorcas. All right, I found you. Perfect. So Dorcas, I'll tell you what. Since you want to look at US30, you're going to be our lucky contestant tonight to mark up US30. How's that sound?
Sorry?
I said you're going to be our lucky contestant to mark up US30.
I can
Let's
what?
see. You're going to mark up US30 for us.
Oh, really?
Let me see. Are you on your phone or computer?
Phone. The computer couldn't work. I don't know why. I've been trying to put it on my computer. It's not working.
You got lucky. You got lucky. Anybody want to mark up US30? Anybody like to take the chance to mark up US30?
I'll do it.
Who's I do it?
Brandy.
Brandy. Let me find you, Brandy. All right.
I wouldn't want to waste your time.
It's never a waste of time. It's you learning. You have to get it.
Yo, this is Miguel. I just don't want to do it because I don't know if I lose network. I don't know where because I'm in Puerto Rico right now.
Oh, got you. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so Brandy's up. Let's see what Brandy can do, guys. Brandy has control over my screen. She's going to mark up some charts for us. US30, right?
Yes.
Nothing's, and guys, don't ever think you can't do this when you come to these sessions, because I promise you can.
I don't like that one. Let's go from here to here. I think I like that there.
I got my lock on, so let me take it off for you.
Oh, I got it.
All right. It's at the bottom left, the little pencil lock.
No, you can't lock.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I like that there. Does that look okay? And then you drew your box. Area support. I think it likes this area left. Okay. So I'm looking for this. If it's on an uptrend, I'm looking for it to come back down here to touch this area and then pop up and then go the opposite direction and continue to keep going.
Okay. So that's on the daily time frame. So my question is are you going to enter the trade in on a daily?
No, you enter in, well, technically we find an entry on the 15-minute, but on the hour, we're looking at the hour. That looks funky. That's not fair.
What do you see happening on the hour?
I see it coming back down the hour. So to tighten it up, I will come here. Because this was a W that formed here. And then it went all the way up. So I expected it to at least come down here and test this area here. If that makes sense.
Okay, so what are you expecting when it touch that area? Keep going.
I wanted to bounce back up to go,
All right.
to a buy, but it could come all the way down. So you kind of want to wait.
Okay, so my question is you're telling us that you're expecting it to hit that area, right, and bounce back up for a buy, right? So my first question is, are you looking for a buy or sell?
I'm looking for a buy because the overall trend is a buy.
So you're looking for the buy. Okay. So where are you going to enter the trade for a buy?
Oh, the bottom when it comes down here.
So you're going to enter the, all right, so you're going to enter the trade down here when it comes for the buy?
For the pullback, yeah, for the correction.
Okay. So my question is, are you going to miss all these pips when it comes down here?
I definitely wouldn't do that, no. Like an overall buy, but for the short term, I would do a sell.
Okay. How would you take advantage? Because what we want to take advantage of what's going on in the market now. We understand what's going to happen in the market later. So if we want to take advantage of what's going on in the market now, right? Because that's what we trade, right? We trade now, right? So if we want to take advantage of what's going on in the market now, how would we take advantage of what's going on in the market now?
Wait for it to come to this area to break for a buy to come back up. So since it's US 30, I would still wait, still. So either for a buy or sell in this one, yeah.
So wait for it to go where?
To come here.
Come there, okay. And once it comes there.
I want to wait for it to finish pulling back before I enter this trade.
For a buy or sell?
Buy.
Or buy, okay. Got you. All right. So.
I feel like that's wrong.
No, you're right, but it just needs a little tweaking. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. So what we have to look at is I love this channel here. Okay. So I love this because here on this channel, we saw every time price hit up here, it dropped, right? And every time price hit up here, every time price hit down here, it rose, right? So we love that. We love that channel. So when we zoomed into the 4-hour time frame, we expected price to go down, right? Just like you said, we expected price to go down. So if we're expecting price to go down because price is up here, you're looking for the buy. So technically you are counter trending, right? Technically you're counter trending, right? I can understand why you said price, when price got right here, we'll be looking for the buy. I get that. But in order for us to be proficient, I'm going to say, in this, what we have to look at is the exact same thing that we did here. Every time price hit this line, it bought. We have nothing here saying price is going to hit this line. We have nothing saying we don't have a trend. We don't have a buy trend. Now, if you would have came in here and drew some type of buy trend, I would have said, yeah, okay, I see that buy. But because basically you drew this on the daily, here, my bias would be short, honestly. My bias would be short, and I would be looking for an entry somewhere to go short. Because we don't know. This could, yes, this is US 30. Now granted, I'll give you an exception because this is US 30 now. Yes, this is US 30, and we know this is a lot of pips coming up to here, right? If we took a buy here, right, say this is like a small support zone, okay? If we took a buy here, yes, you're gonna get some pips. I can almost guarantee you, you're probably gonna get almost 100 pips if you just took a buy coming straight off this line here. But that's not enough confirmation. There has to be a little bit more, just a little bit more confirmation for that to go in a, you know, for that to go completely up here. I'm not saying that it can't. This could easily come here and bounce here like that, right? We could easily get this movement, easily. But if we got that movement, we have to take into factor, we have to take into consideration that that is the trend for the sell. Does that make sense there, Brandy?
Yes, I saw it after you zoomed in.
Or even if it broke here and pulled back, then we know that's an entry for the sell to keep shorting. Reason I'm saying that, bias, is because this big sharp move up like this, something you guys need to understand about the market is when you see these sharp moves like this, expect it to come back. Expect to get that clone like this. Expect that. Where the left side will start to look like the right side. It always happens no matter what. Just like here, this left side over here look like this right side. If I keep going over, this left side over here look like this right side. Keep going over, this left side right here look like this right side here. That's all it's doing, is it's just repainting the picture, right? But overall, great job. Overall, great job, because it takes confidence to hop on here with 50-something people and you're not really trained before. I don't know, but you haven't really trained before. It takes confidence to do that, so I commend you for that. So I want you to send me your Cash App, drop your Cash App in the chat box, right? Because I reward people for doing a good job, because that was a good job. She tried. It was a good job. It just needed tweaking. We all need tweaking. There's nothing wrong with that. So drop your Cash App, drop your Cash App in the chat, and I appreciate it. All right.
What happened if I don't have Cash App?
Well, drop your PayPal in there.
Okay, you got it.
All right. I could have said you don't get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. All right, perfect. So wonderful. So drop some $signs just in the chat box for me, guys, just to say good job to Brandy for me. Drop some $signs there.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect, perfect, wonderful, wonderful. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We're all family here. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna learn. All right, so any other questions do we have? Any other questions? Perfect, 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 perfect. So, guys, as a favor, I'm gonna hit stop share here because I love doing this. But guys, just as a favor, if you enjoyed tonight's session, right? If you enjoyed tonight's session, I want you just to drop 2020 in the chat for me. If you learned something new and you enjoyed tonight's session, drop 2020 in the chat for me. Whoo! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You guys are getting value. That's what I love to hear. So guys, this is Jeff, Money Making Kirkland, and I'm out.